Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the early part of the legal tampering period of the NFL free agency period, where our team, the Seattle Seahawks, have signed two of their own, and that's it. And that's fine with me. I am fine with this, with what we're doing here. Long have we missed out on the compensatory pick part of the draft process that San Francisco and the Rams have been so good at doing. They cultivate their talent, they re-sign it, and all their crap they let other teams sign, and then they reap the benefits of compensatory picks the following year. We have missed out on that because we've been kind of chasing our window. To middling effect, I guess is the best way to say it. So re-signing Leonard Williams and Noah Fant, I think these were two key free agents, two of our best players really in their position group. I kind of expected Colby Parkinson to be re-signed. He was not. He went to the Rams instead. But Noah Fant is, I think, inarguably the more dynamic player. So I'm glad that we have Noah Fant re-signed. I'm glad we have Leonard Williams re-signed. Plus, he's a nice vet. We have a young team. We're going to have a very young team this year, I believe. I think we're going to have to get a lot of strength through the draft. We only have 7 picks right now, so we're probably going to take some trading around to get some more picks, more draft capital, and that means young team. So I think focusing on just a few key vets would be good. Let's look at our team. Not much has changed. I put in green the players that we re-signed. These were previously blank spaces because they weren't here. Actually, I changed them to gold last week, but regardless. You can see Evan Brown we still have yet to approach. He's probably licking his chops. All the money that the interior linemen have signed with so far, including Damian Lewis, our own left guard, is now gone to Carolina on a nice $54 million contract. I don't know why the salaries for guards have spiraled up so high all of a sudden. I guess just inflation. What are you gonna do with a high salary cap? There's more room to spend on these players. So I guess that's just the way it's gonna go. And unfortunately, that leaves us pretty thin. I don't think we've tendered these guys yet, Raekwon O'Neal or McClendon Curtis. I don't know what we're gonna do. Oluwatimi could start at center if we don't re-sign Brown, but that leaves us with a big hole at left guard and at least 2, maybe 3 spots to fill in the draft and free agency. And that's even before you think about how you feel about Stone Forsyth, who wasn't good but wasn't bad. So I don't know how to. He was fine, I guess. And Abe Lucas coming back from surgery, you hope that he is fully recovered, but who knows? I mean, we have to. There's a lot of things we have to account for in this draft, and our offensive line is just in a shambles at the moment. It's just, there's no other way to say it. It's in a shambles. I'm really gonna have to focus some resources there in the draft. On the plus side, though, our Leonard Williams re-solidifies our defensive line with Draymond Jones, who I keep saying I think is going to have a resurgent year. We will see. Leonard Williams, Jaron Reed, who was great last year, Cameron Young, and Mike Morris, unproven. This didn't play a lot of snaps. Morris was hurt, and we shall see what happens with other free agent fill-ins. We tend to sign veterans during training camp or right before training camp to fill any holes, and we've been successful in doing that, so maybe we continue that. We shall see. Linebacker, though, our top 3 linebackers are gone. We're not going to resign Wagner, at least that's what I've heard. Devin Bush, I liked him a lot coming in last year. He didn't really live up to my expectations, so I don't necessarily anticipate that he'll be back. If we just wanted to resign anyone, just to be a warm body, then I'd be okay with that, since it was on our team last year and wouldn't count against the compensatory selections last year. But I think we can do better, right? Jordan Brooks is gone, so all we're left with is John Radigan, Drake Thomas, Patrick O'Connell, Josh Onagiogu. And Levi Bell, really, he's on the practice squad now, but he really should be on our team. Let's face it, he's a little ball of fire, and I kind of want him to fit in somewhere. Drake Thomas, there was a lot of buzz around him when we traded for him, and then he got hurt, and the buzz was over, so that remains to be seen. But linebacker, offensive line, looking pretty grim right now. Cornerback spot. Reek Woolen, hopefully he'll rebound this year. Hopefully Mike McDonald and his coaching staff can snap some sense into him, because he just, I don't know if it was just reticence because he was healing from an injury or what, but he just was not throwing himself into his role. He wasn't tackling hard. It didn't seem very aggressive. He seemed kind of passive. He was still good in coverage. I mean, all of his coverage stats were still really good, but once he had to face someone, a ball handler, it wasn't pretty. So hopefully that changes this year. Devon Witherspoon was everywhere. He was fantastic. Unfortunately, it kind of seems like he almost might be better in a nickel role where he can play more in the slot, because he was just so effective there. But we'll see what happens with the draft. I think Michael Jackson, Trey Brown, they can be improved upon. And I don't even know if we re-sign Jackson. He still hasn't been tendered yet, as far as I know. But Trey Brown kind of plays above his reputation, so there's that to consider too. Like, he's always a better player than I think he is. Like, he always surprises me. So we'll see. I think when we drafted him, he was so outside of what we're used to seeing. You know, because he was a smaller, compact corner, and we'd always gotten those big, lanky guys. And so I was like, why are we drafting this guy? But he has consistently shown. He's shown up. I just gotta say it. He's shown up. So I really should stop complaining. Safeties, again, our two starters are gone, but Julian Love played so well down the stretch in the absence of Jamal Adams in the strong safety role. I don't know. I mean, he played a lot of free safety for the Giants. There's not a lot of free safeties in this draft. There's a few, but I wonder if it might just be better to move Julian to free safety and just bring in one of the great strong safeties that you have in this class. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to worry about a precise positional value, other than to say, like, we need some help in the safety department, because really we only have one starter. Kobe Bryant, he tries really hard. I don't know if he's made to be a safety or not. Jarek Reed got hurt. He's a great special teamer. I think that he can translate that to a safety role. Remains to be seen. Tai Okada, again, in his limited action, wasn't bad, but wasn't great. Jonathan Sutherland, he showed a lot of potential. Hopefully that he can carry that into a training camp and maybe parlay that into a starting role. And, of course, Lance Boykin, I keep telling you I like the guy, and we'll just see what happens. Speaking of safeties, though, and other free agents, there's not a whole lot out there that I really like, to be honest. Maybe Devin White from Tampa in the linebacker spot, if we were going to go outside our own team. Not bad. He might cost a little bit, but I think that he was always a really solid player, and I think he'd do well for us. Now, in the safety position, Kyle Hamilton. Okay, this is the guy that Mike McDonald gets a lot of credit for turning his career around. Not that his rookie season was bad, because I don't think it was. People were saying he was a bust. He was okay. You know, it's just that coming out of Notre Dame, he was slow. He timed slow. He didn't time super athletically, and people wondered, how's that going to translate to the safety position? Well, they say that he didn't do great his rookie year, and then Mike McDonald kind of repositioned him. You know, gave him a role. And then he was much more successful in. Well, Jeremy Chinn for the Carolina Panthers, he's basically the same guy. He's a little slow, pretty athletic, has the same, so he's an inch shorter but the same weight. He's the same type of player that Kyle Hamilton is. But he was just spurned this season. He for the first 3 years of his career, he played 90+% of the snaps for Carolina. And then Ejiro Evero, I guess, soured on him. And in 2023, he played 36% of the snaps. But if you look at his 22 and Kyle Hamilton's 2022, they're virtually identical. I mean, stat-wise. I know that's not the whole story, but neither the whole story is Pro Football Focus's grading system, which is pretty subjective. We won't get into the whole thing, but it's not necessarily the bottom line of a player's performance, is all I'm going to say. So I think that we can get Jeremy Chinn on a really cheap deal, and we can have a bargain Kyle Hamilton. I'm just saying, something to think about. This is the way I think Mike McDonald and the Ravens turned Kyle Hamilton around. Jeremy Chinn was kind of abandoned last year by the Panthers. Had a similar career arc to, or it has a similar player profile to Kyle Hamilton. I'm just saying, line these two up. I think that would be a good thing. My 2 cents. Okay, let's go into the mock draft real quick, and let's turn up the care for positional value. Put up to 7 rounds. Hopefully, this will make it so that not so many quarterbacks fall to 16. And let's enter the draft and see what happens. All right, so not too bad. Okay, Jane Daniels fell to 16 again. It's blasphemy. I'm going to just pretend he's not there because that's just not something that would happen. We do have 5 trades, though, so let's see. Packers at 25. That's a big drop down, but maybe we can get some good stuff out of them. 41. All right, they took it. We got their second rounder. That's awesome. Okay. All right, good. Okay, so they took Dallas. Okay, good. So that leaves us with Amarius Mims, Graham Barton, who we took during one of these drafts already, Peyton Wilson, J.J. McCarthy, Tyler Guyton, Ladd McConkey, Zach Frazier, Adai Mitchell. Okay. T.J. Tampa. Mike Sainristil, my favorite player in the draft. Mikey Sainristil, but I took him. I won't try to maneuver the board to get him again. This is a risk. I understand it, but I'm going to take Peyton Wilson here. I know. I love the guy. I love his work ethic. I love his athleticism. I don't like his injury history. But I'm going to do it. You can burn me or praise the pick later on. Now here, Michael Penix. We did not re-sign Drew Lock. I think that was kind of a signal as to what the team kind of wants to do. I might be able to trade down a little bit more. Again, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if I trade down with these guys for they're 109. Okay, so I got their 109. Oh, look at that. That's what happens when you get too cute. I mean, Schneider complains about this sometimes too. Like, why did I make that one last trade? That's what we've lost out to so many different offensive linemen that we keep saying we're going to draft, but we trade down thinking we're going to get them, and it never happens. And here we go. Here goes Michael Penix, who I was going to take 2 spots before, and did not. Okay, so welcome J.J. McCarthy to Seattle. Wow, that was an example of a war room going crazy, and you wonder why. Well, that's why. Although the last time I really remember that happening in Seattle was when the Eagles took that linebacker right before Bobby Wagner. I can't remember his name. He eventually played for us for a couple years, but we were silent, and so we had to settle for Bobby Wagner. Turned out okay, so maybe we'll have a similar situation here. Wow. Okay, so all right, so we got our QBOF, presumably. I'm not a huge McCarthy fan. I think he's gonna be okay. I think Penix had the better arm. Not as good under pressure, and of course with our offensive line, maybe Penix wouldn't have been such a great idea anyway. At least not this year, because we're gonna have Geno for a year and make a nice bridge. Anyway, what's done is done. We got J.J. McCarthy. I don't think he'd even be there. We'd probably be taking Bo Nix or someone instead, in like a real draft. But for whatever reason, J.J. McCarthy fell, and we got him because we traded too far down to get Michael Penix. Okay, that's on me. I will take that L. All right. Here we go. Who's going to trade 83? I don't want to trade with the Rams. But I do want T'Vondre Sweat. I'm afraid that they're going to take him. We have a pick here too. Let's see what they'll give us. Will they give us 99? No. 154. I don't think that's 83 to... Alright, let's just do it. Maybe this can be a cautionary tale of not trading around too much. Trade not accepted. Oh, well, then I guess I'm not trading with you. Jeez. You came to me, man. Let's just draft Devondre Sweat and be done with it. Alright, now I really need to address the offensive line. I really do. I think Mason McCormick would probably be my best shot here. But also, I need a safety. And the safety, I think the safety depth is not going to be as there as the offensive line depth. Let's look. Okay, so I think Kalen Bullock's a good free safety. Taylor Demerson's a good free safety. Vaki played some deep. James Williams actually played a lot of deep. For a guy that big, he played a lot of deep. Jalen Simpson. Shea Taylor, Dominic Hampton, he played more in the box. Kalen Bullock was really skinny, but he had a solid year. Stronger range. Okay, I'm gonna have to go for Kalen Bullock at this point. I know we need offensive line. I know it. But there just isn't. Oh, and Bo Limmer falls right in our laps. Okay, so there we go. Bo Limmer is one of the more athletic interior linemen in the draft. I'm going to take him right here. That fell nicely. But we need, if we're going to have Julian Love play strong safety, we don't have anyone that can play free safety. Kalen Bullock can. He just can't. I'm sorry. Kalen, whatever his name is, can. My God, I don't remember the name of the guy just drafted. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. What was his name? Kalen Bullock. Oh, I was right. Kalen Bullock. He can play free safety. He's one, and not a whole lot of people in this draft can. All right, so Bo Limmer. We're going to shore up the interior a little bit. He can play anywhere. We need tight ends, and we need more on the interior. Christian Jones would be a good pick here. I'm going to do that. Christian Jones at tackle would be nice. We're running. We need linebackers, but let's see. We have 3 more picks. Let's see if we can get 168. Let's see what they'll give us. So we can just get an extra pick somewhere. Give us 190. Okay. Ladarius Henderson. He can play inside and outside. Right? Yeah, 6'4", 315. Perfect. Inside and swing tackle. Good pick at 168, I think. So we have 3 picks left. We need tight ends. A.G. Barner, he's there. He's good. Jared Wiley, I like a lot. I think I've drafted him before. Let's do A.G. Barner now. And then 192. I have to get Brennan Jackson. I love Brennan Jackson. I realize that we're pretty strong. We're not that strong on edge. Hopefully Derek Hall will come around. But I like Brennan Jackson a lot. So I'm going to be drafting Brennan Jackson here. I don't care. And then Dominic Hampton's good strong safety. I think that this is probably someone that we're going to try to get in the real Seahawks draft at some point. But here I'm going to look at linebackers. These are all messed up. None of these guys will be here, I don't think. But I'm going to go for Adufon Olufosio from the UW, the best coverage linebacker in the draft who tested off the charts. Like I said, there's no way he's going to be here. But for the purpose of this exercise, he will close out our draft. And you can, I think, pencil him in. I think he's going to be a really good player. I realize we got Peyton Wilson. I know that that's a really weird number 1 draft pick. I get it. I just like the guy. I can't help it. And I try to do different things all the time. I got him in the 3rd round, I think, in the first draft. He's somehow worked his way up. I guess his workout was so good, but I don't see him actually going in the 1st round for reals. But for this exercise, and how thin our linebacking group is, we'll stick him in there, and hopefully he doesn't like roll an ankle walking onto the field the first day of practice. Okay, so Peyton Wilson, J.J. McCarthy, our quarterback of the future. I'm not a J.J. McCarthy fan, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, he does have ties to our coaching staff. I wouldn't be opposed to it, really. But that was my bad fumbling that last trade to get us down 2 spots where I missed Michael Penix. But that's okay. We'll try to get him in a different draft maybe. Devontae Sweat is just some guy I like. We always had problems stopping the run. That would be a big step, a 350-pound step to stopping that. I don't think he's going to have the Mozzie Smith problem where Mozzie Smith just lost weight throughout the year and just couldn't do it anymore. And I think Mozzie Smith will be okay once he gets his nutrition under control. Kalen Bullock, we needed a free safety. Free safeties are hard to find, especially in this draft. I think he's the best one that can play high. But yes, he does need to work on his physique a little too because he is a string bean. Bo Lemmer, fantastic center out of Arkansas. You can play him. He doesn't have to play center. He can play guard. It's cool. Christian Jones, Ladarius Henderson. Christian Jones is definitely, I think, a pure tackle, but Ladarius Henderson, I think, can move around. So we have 2 guys for the inside, 1 guy for the outside. I think that's probably okay. If we got 3 linemen in this draft, I'll be happy with that. Especially good ones like this. And we didn't have to invest like really high picks in players that I think can contribute. AJ Barner, he's fine. He's fine. Brendan Jackson, I like Brendan Jackson a lot, and I like Edufan Elfoshio a lot. I'm really happy with this draft, despite the strangeness at the top of the draft, which I will acknowledge. We're just gonna roll with it. The rest of the draft I liked. And besides, most teams are built off the middle round draft selections anyway, right? So we'll just say that that's what's happening. We really like our solid middle of the draft. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff for the algorithm. I would like that, and YouTube would like that too. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.